This has been on my mind for some time. Wait, I'm stopping to drink water. Yeah. The thing is, I saw the other day a woman, I think it's called, she has like a blog on YouTube. What is it called? What's it called again? Disillusionment or something like that. I don't want to say the name because I'm going to get in trouble, but this woman actually admits sitting in her bathroom, right? And for some reason, she chose to sit in her bathroom and broadcast from her bathroom. Interesting choice. And then she says she works with children with behavioral problems. So she's an expert on children, which is why she actually diagnosed Shan'Ann Watts, may she rest in peace, daughter, may she rest in peace, Bella, and she said Bella has some issues. She's slow, she's this, she doesn't seem normal. Well, do you think it's normal to criticize a dead person, a murdered person, a person whose husband has confessed to murdering her, strangling her, accused her of crimes also? And I think that should be added in his menu. He already has in his menu several other crimes for which he is guilty of. And this woman sits in her bathroom. She has this stupid blog. She has more than 1,000 people watching her. There's a saying in Hebrew that you always see in the other what is wrong with you, or my mom used to say the camel always sees the other camel's hump. I mean, this woman obviously has some issues if she picks on people that are murdered by a man and actually criticizes the mothering skill of this murdered woman. And I have to say, having watched all those videos, I don't know how anybody can conclude that she's negligent. She's constantly talking about her children and their future. And when you see a man, it's so typical. Like, he comes from work, he spends 5 minutes with the kids, bouncing them on his knees or telling them a story. He's completely silent. And he did confess to the murder, so he's also a murderer. And yet he gets all this fan mail from this woman also. He seemed a much better parent. Oh yeah, 5 minutes. And the fact that he spent his time at work having affairs is irrelevant to the huge support this man gets for being a poor victim of this horrible woman. And first of all, it's very funny for me, ironic, not funny actually, ironic is the word, sorry, that people that are extremely, extremely annoying have accounts on YouTube. God knows who subscribes to them. These are people that are obviously without any skills or education. Their language is rather crude. Their vocabulary is more limited than Donald Trump. And they go and they criticize Shan'Ann Watts, a murdered woman. Hey women, where's your solidarity with other women? Do you think it can't happen to you? You think you're so smart? You think only dumb women get murdered? Well, I've got news for you. Domestic violence is a crime. It can also, by the way, affect men. There have been men murdered by their spouses. So although statistically a vast majority is women, all women, so I don't get this. You actually think you have to be stupid? Or, how could you not have seen the signs? And you see amazing people on YouTube that also have accounts, and you could see that they at least did some courses at the university or wherever, but they did some psychology or human behavior courses, and they can actually speak in professional terms. And everybody there that's an expert says narcissists or psychopaths are almost impossible to decipher because they are such experts in putting on acts. And I'm not even sure that they're even aware I'm not even sure those psychopaths even know what they're doing, what they're saying. And yet this woman, oh, she's so stupid. She married a murderer. How dumb is she? She's not dumb. She's a lovely, trusting woman, and nobody could see the signs. I mean, on the one hand, you say she's a horrible woman, stupid woman, but, you know, he married her, but he gets all these brownie points for showing up and bouncing a baby 2 seconds in a video or reading a story. Oh, he's a much better father. Sure, but the fact that he had extramarital affairs and while she went online to sell products and to feed her family, he went online to find dates. A married man, a father of toddlers, has time to go on dates. That's fascinating. He has time to screw around with strangers. That's what he uses the internet for. But that nobody says that. Everybody's like, oh, he seems like such a perfect father. He must have flipped out. Blaming the woman. Why? Why blame the woman? She's irritating. I don't think she's irritating at all. I mean, I can be irritating too, so what? So do I deserve to die and be murdered by someone? And she gave those kids limits. And let me tell you, a lot of households, it is the mother who is mostly with the children, even if they were in daycare. She was driving them around. She was taking them to the doctors. There's no way a person who takes care of children would be the one who could be accused of murdering them. And the man who's screwing around, showing no responsibility for his family in that way, and the debt. I mean, how did they accumulate debt, I wonder? That woman worked hard. She got free trips. You don't get free trips if you don't work hard at it firm. And yet, she's the one who's seen by some people as the guilty one. How could you even consider that? Giving children limits is what a parent has to do sometimes. It's not an entertainment center. Bouncing kids and singing them silly songs is not the sign of a good father or a good parent. Being responsible and making sure they have a stable home and not screwing around with other people outside your marriage, or giving limits and saying, I don't want to be married. Let's divorce and let's do it in a fair way. That's what responsible parents do. They don't screw around, and they definitely don't shove their kids' bodies like as if they were trash. I mean, if these were dogs, would you also think that he's such a wonderful dog owner? That he's such a wonderful dog owner, and that she murdered the dog, and when he dumps the body of the dogs? Think of those girls as dogs. If a man dumps the bodies of dogs in oil tanks, would you still say he's a good father? I don't think so. So I would like to see those accounts on YouTube that go on bashing Shan'Ann Watts deleted and stopped. Stop doing that, because domestic violence is a real threat to millions of women all around the world, and definitely in the US. And it's about time we stop supporting psychopaths because they look good, because they're muscular and they're really handsome and they're smiling a lot and reading stories to kids. So I am 1,000,000% behind Shan'Ann Watts and her memory and the memory of her daughters, because I know what it's like to be a parent. And actually, I found myself calling my dog Monster the other day as a term of endearment. No, it doesn't mean you hate your kids. It means you're laughing and the kids know it too. And as for Bella being special, she's a wonderful, sweet, she was a wonderful, sweet little girl who will never grow up. So shame on you for looking for what's wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with her. There was something wrong with her father. Can you get that? There's something wrong with a person who murders and strangles his pregnant women, and anyone who actually gives him brownie points and say he flipped out. Oh, how could he stand it? Well, I don't know. Do you murder people who irritate you? I don't. Peace, light, and love, and justice for Shan'Ann Watts.